What's going on, everybody? How are we doing, man? I want to go live with you right now and break down this situation that's basically been unfolding since, basically all weekend. But Mount Hope is feeling that the league was wrong with the RPIs, and they feel that they was done dirty. From what I'm gathering, in a shocking turn of events. Now, this is all allegedly. I'm going to give you my hope side, and I'm going to tell you what I know of the league. Now, you all know RAIL don't rock with me, so they're not going to be too transparent with me because they think I'm always up to something. But um, I'm going to give you both sides. I'm going to reach out to the gentleman that we've been going back and forth, and he said he has receipts and everything. He said the RPI is incorrect. You know, people connected with RAIL is saying that, and I'm sure several athletic directors probably made this mistake. I know also a Division 1 athletic director that made the mistake. I guess you have to declare certain games. Um, and Mount Hope already said, like, yes, we know that we were late submitting the paperwork, but we have receipts on confirmation that that was no big deal, that our kids were going to be awarded the points. So there's accusations of misconduct regarding the handling of RPR points. A local high school football team for months. The league has been in communication with the coaches, with the athletic director, and I reached out to the coach over there. I'm in contact with a gentleman, Steve. And he's been giving me all this information. And he's saying that this is about a clerical error with emails from Tom Marcello of RIIL indicating that the issue would not affect the team's ranking in the new RPI system. Now, we already went over that the paperwork was sent in late, but what they are saying that they have emails, clarifying, they have all the receipts saying that Tom Marcello told them that the kids would not be slighted because of this. And if they earned the right to be 7-1 and they're the number one seed, then they should be the number one seed in Division 3. Now they also are making accusations that there was a meeting yesterday and a representative from Pilgrim was there, a representative from Pontiac was there, and I think they said an athletic director, Dino. Now I did talk to Coach Blake was there, but I think he was there just as a representative of Division 3. Um, but he has no vote in the matter, from what I understand. But share this so we can get into it, talk about it. I'm gonna send the guy that I've been speaking to a link and see if he is willing to come on. But we're not gonna totally put this on the league. I want to basically, you know, try to put their point of view out there. Now you already know the league is not going to talk to me. They think I'm shady, all this stuff. So, but I know people that are in connection with the league, and they've been pretty transparent with me about this too. Because they want to get the right information out there. They said the program's new. We don't use the same program that Max Preps uses. Tommy Marcello was doing the best he can all year long to get all the points out there. Um, he was accessing the he was updating the points in the middle of the night, 1, 2 in the morning. He was doing the best he can. There was a confusion with out of state points, how they were awarded. I mean, all types of stuff. But let me pull up this is the final points right here as it stands. But if there was a mistake and the kids were done wrong, I mean, they worked hard to get into this division, to get to this championship. Should the kids, if this is on the league and it is a clerical error, should Mount Hope be given? Let's see, what is Mount Hope in this? They got them down here as 6-2. Should they be given that top spot? If it is a problem with RAIL, should they be given that top spot? So again, for those just joining us, Rhode Island Interscholastic League is facing accusations of misconduct regarding its handling of the RPI points, allegedly, for a local high school football program. For months, they've been in communication with the coaches, the athletic directors, of Mount Hope High School about a clerical error with emails from Tom Marcello of RAIL, allegedly, we got to say that, allegedly, indicating that the issue would not affect the team's rankings in the new RPI system. Despite the team earning a 2.61 RPI, placing them ahead of Classical High School, 2.58, very close, and other competitors, Marcello convened a meeting with representatives from Classical, Pontiac, and Pilgrim without the presence of Mount Hope High School being at that meeting. Now, I said earlier that, someone said Pontiac did not have a representative there. Do I know it to be true? Not sure, but I don't think, they're going to lie. And also, I think Blake Simpson was just there as a representative of Division 3. He didn't have a vote in this matter. So let's see, we got the meeting. So Mount Hope High School said they were not invited to this meeting, but in this meeting, the decision was made to remove RPI points from a game won by Mount Hope High School, citing the clerical error. So they looked at that and they said, well, the paperwork got in late. We're going to take them points away. Mount Hope High School is going to be 5th. Classical is going to be the number 1 seed. Now, I'm not putting this on Classical. I'm not putting this on the Classical because I know the Classical athletic director has nothing to do with the football board. So I'm not I think one of the executives was actually at the meeting. But after this decision, Mount Hope High School's head football coach and athletic director sought clarification from the Rhode Island Interscholastic League, only to find Marcello unresponsive, refusing to answer his door or phone calls. They said we was at the building and he wouldn't come outside. It sounded like, yo, come outside. But yeah, they said he wouldn't answer phone calls. He wouldn't return emails. Refusing to answer his door or phone calls. The emails in question, now they said they have all these emails that Tom Marcello said, don't worry about it. The points are not going to affect you until they had this meeting without Mount Hope High School being present, and they took points away from Mount Hope High School. Now, this is all allegedly. We're going to get into a little bit more, but I just want to give you basically, the backstory. Marcello assured them that the late form submission would not impact the team's standings. Like I said, the paperwork was submitted late. It didn't go in on time. But Marcello told them in an email, don't worry about it. It's not going to affect your standings until that meeting yesterday morning. And if there was a clerical error and it's on the league, if the league said, let me know. If the league told them in an email, we know the paperwork is late. I want to make sure you get your points. You have my word. Should RAIL honor Mount Hope them points? What might have happened, what probably happened is Tommy Marcel was thinking that. And then now comes that meeting at RAIL. And the other coach, if he was there, the classical coach, probably objected and said, nah, they were late. By rules, they shouldn't get them points. And Dino, being one of the athletic directors that was probably involved in that conversation, of course, is going to agree with Coach McCall, put McCall in first place, put Mount Hope in fifth place because of that clerical error. Now Tommy Marcello's on the hot seat. He's left holding the bag. It's his email. Now they say they have these emails. Matter of fact, I'm going to put the link up here because if they are watching over there at Mount Hope and they want to come explain this, or if and then they could come on and probably explain it maybe a little bit better, but I'm trying to do the best I can. All right, you could just basically copy and paste that. That'll get you into the building. But yeah, this situation has definitely sparked outrage among students, parents. Yo, my inbox has been blowing up. My inbox has been blowing up without a doubt. All right, let me do this because now I gotta get the I'm trying to send out this email. My inbox has been like blowing up about this situation, and we're gonna get into some of the messages and some of the comments that people have saying about this. A lot of people are saying if it is the league's fault, if Tommy Marcello did tell them that, then maybe the league should honor it. But then they're going to turn to policy. So Tom Marcello was honoring something that wasn't policy. But I don't want to put this on Tom Marcello being a first year. But if he did promise Mount Hope, should he honor it? I mean, I'm just curious. Should he honor it if he did tell them that? And then what happens if Classical said, well, listen, man, they were late. So technically, and there was a Division One athletic director, his paperwork got set in late, and they didn't get the points. So he said, we asked him specifically if it was going to hurt us, and Tom Marcello said our points would be corrected. We have receipts. Adults are trying to rob the kids, and this isn't going away. These kids earn that top seed according to their rules. Now they want to hold the kids accountable for a clerical error they had no part of. It's disgusting. These kids have fought all season. Marcello refused to meet with people from the school that went to the building today and refused to come outside. That's funny. He refused to come outside. Can we picture that? It's kind of like, like, hey, come outside. I want to talk to you. Oh, no, I ain't going out there. But the way they put that. And they said there's plenty of emails confirming that Marcello told the athletic director that the forms were fine and it wouldn't be a problem. So if all that is true, should Mount Hope be put up in that number one spot? They have the points. It was like 2.58 for Classical, and Mount Hope was like 260. There was a couple points above them. What else are we saying here? And they also cited a Massachusetts case that court rules against the MIAA in a forfeiture controversy um, on something very, very similar to this situation. So some people are also saying that they feel Marcelo's hiding behind the paperwork stuff for some reason, but I have emails of him saying that they were going to get the points. He said that Mount Hope was going to get the points. But now, after the meeting, there was a totally different situation, and they want to know, why are the kids going to be blamed? So Mount Hope feels they got more points. There was an email or there was paperwork. I think you got to declare these teams so you can get the points. Marcelo said it would not be a problem in an email. Mount Hope saying they have the receipts. If it is a clerical error, we have time to fix this before the playoffs. Like, if this is the case, if the athletic director, got the forms into the league and Tom Marcello said, listen, it won't be a problem. You're going to get your points. Should Mount Hope be awarded the points? Right now, they are sitting in fifth. I think they said they should have had a number one. The points they had was a 2.61 RPI, and that placed them ahead of Classical with a 2.58. So they had a where is it? Was it this one? I'll put this on while we're chatting. At least you guys can watch a little bit of where is it? Watch some of the Mount Hope game. Mount Hope and North Providence. But I think that if it was a clerical error from the league, maybe they should make good on it. Even though he was late, if they told him, listen, we know you're late. Hey, look at Emerson. Who's that? Look at Emerson, man. He looks a little sweaty over there. Shout out Emerson over there at 401 Strength and Fitness. So Mount Hope earned 2.61. Costco has a 2.58. And other competitors on Marcelo convened a meeting, they're saying, allegedly, with Classical, Pano, and Pilgrim, but that was they said that was not accurate. I asked them about that. They said, nope, that is not accurate. And that's when they made the decision to remove the RPI points from a game won by Mount Hope High School, citing a clerical error. After this decision, the head football coach and athletic director, they wanted clarification from RAIL, only to find Marcelo unresponsive, refusing to answer his door or phone calls. Hey, tough guy. Like, dude, he said they didn't want to open the door. That's pretty crazy. You should have lived it. You should have went live just to always videoed it just to prove that you were there. But they said they have emails and everything that they could prove their case allegedly, and I know that, I heard from someone off the record at the league, and they said, Tom Moncello has a tough job. Besides his family, besides him, what he does for the league, he also has to do these RPI points, put them in by hand. It's the first year. There's going to be mistakes, but not like this. I mean, if there was a clerical error, should Mount Hope be put back in the number one spot? Enough looking at Emerson. I didn't even realize he was still kind of on the screen. Let me go ahead and share this. I'll let you catch a minute of the game.
Rogers.
Mount Hope going for it on fourth down there, not able to convert. Good job by North Providence's defense. Every time Mount Hope did decide to go to the air, it looked like they're just running go routes on the outside, trying to win with speed. But Mount Hope's North Providence's cornerbacks doing a good job thus far in the game.
All right, so we'll get to see the Cougars here on offense. They are led by Jaden Allard, number 2, the quarterback, a junior, and a lefty. And we've got some movement along the line as flags fly, and we'll see which way this is going to go.
Okay. Dead ball. Ball start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Retreat first down.
They'll back it up. So it'll be 1st and 15.
1st and 15.
Yeah, he tries to come out and go with that hard count to start, set the tempo of this game, let them know the defensive line that you will use your snap count. But oftentimes that can backfire, get your own guys to jump offside.
Now, along in the communication I have, they said the situation is sparking outrage among the students, parents, supporters. They feel the integrity of their team has been compromised. Allegations of favoritism has surfaced, and it's saying, given now allegedly, and this isn't me, I just want to be clear. Allegedly that Moncello has prioritized upon against at high school, and his decision helped benefited them out, but what do you think? Should Mount Hope be given that number one spot, seeing it was a clerical error? And they're saying they have proof. They have the receipts. If the league is going to deny this, and they supply receipts, how does that make the league look at that point? And I don't think whether they were late or not, I don't think it matters at this point, because the executive director told them, it don't matter if you're late. Don't worry about it. They'll get their point. So at that point, you could forget they were late, because, he already gave them, some love. He was like, don't worry about being late. We get it. It's all cool. Until it wasn't. I mean, as of right now, people around Mount Hope are definitely frustrated. The community is demanding accountability from RAIL, and they want to question the fairness of the league's actions. Now, I'm a middleman, no fight in the game. I just wanted to put this out there. I already said the league stance, what I know of that, Tom Marcello, was basically doing the RPI ranking, among his other many responsibilities. Tom Marcello, Mount Hope is saying Tom Marcello in communication approved it and said, don't worry about being late. So even though they were late, but the executive director says, don't worry about that. If they could prove that today, if they could prove it tomorrow, should they be put back up in that top seed? Because Mount Hope people are pissed. They said they want action. They want something done about this. I even read about potentially a lawyer being involved over this. Like, yeah, they said it's not over the home game, it's the point of the home game. They said, why should our players be unfairly penalized? They're student athletes. Why are we going to blame them for something that the administrative, a clerical error? We're going to blame the kids for as hard as Mount Hope worked. And so you're just going to let Dave Cato slide up in there. They continue to tell me that student athletes should not be responsible for administrative errors. The call for transparency and answers from Tom Marcello are needed on this situation. And he refuses to answer the door, pick up the phone calls. And it was kind of funny when they said he wouldn't come outside. It reminded me just when you're younger, going over someone's, hey, they ain't coming outside. But yeah, so they're definitely pissed. So controversy erupts in the Interscholastic League over RPI points. Again, what do we know? We know Mount Hope was kicking butt this year. Mount Hope had a 261. Classical had a 258 overall. Why was Mount Hope's points taken away at that meeting that morning if they had permission from Tommy Marcello? Now, the one online says RAIL is incompetent. League is doing its best to cheat our hometown football team. For months, they have been in direct contact with the coaches. Same thing I said, basically. Regards to a clerical error, we have emails, approximately 6 pages worth, that show Tom Marcello of RAIL stating that the form in question would not impact us negatively in the brand RPI system. They implemented this year a brand new system. Now, I even said Tom Marcello's piece, that it's a new system. I'm familiar with it. Rhode Island don't use the same system that Max Preps uses. But should Mount Hope be given that spot? If they truly had a 261 and Tommy Marcello said, don't worry about the paperwork, should they be given that top spot? And again, if you want to come on and talk about this, the link is in the comment box. You can just copy and paste that, and it'll pull you right up inside the green room. Just, no foul language or all that good stuff. Trying to find it. I mean, there was so many. There were so many comments about the RPI system, not only in Mount Hope's case, all over the place. I know a North Kingstown fan said some of these Division One teams played more D2, D3 teams than D1. Scratch my head, and they are up there in rankings for what? Very good question. A lot of teams elected to play down, but them games also had to be declared. A Portsmouth Patriot fan says RAIL needs to be absolved along with all the private school board members and take the ADs off the boards. ADs reporting to RAIL is a huge conflict of interest. Shout out to the Admirals. So Division One still has 2 championships, a state and division. Why not just have one tournament and get to a state title like every other division? One chip. Bishop Hendricken shouldn't be playing these schools. I don't understand why a Division II team is playing a D1 team. Then separate brackets for 2 state championships. Once again, the RAIL is ruining the competition for these kids. So yeah, we talking about the Mount Hope RPI system. Mount Hope feels that they got railroaded, they got screwed. Marcelo screwed them out of points. Did he? I don't know. I know if they were late, Central didn't get their paperwork in time. How many other coaches didn't get their paperwork in time? Should they all have a chance? But Marcelo, again, told this program that you good. It's the first year. We're all messing up. Tommy Marcelo must have been like, Like, I messed up on these points. Like, I've been messing up. So he probably felt, a little compassion. All right, Mount Hope screwed up. Let me make it right. Yeah. Put the paperwork in and your points will be honored. Until the points weren't honored. And at that meeting, that's probably when, if Chris McCall was there, I'm sure he's seen that. And it was brought up that there was a clerical error. And he said, oh, no. He said, oh, no. Or and the other side of it is it was mentioned that, Marcelo and Ponagansett have a real great relationship. But as hard as Coach Parker worked, and I haven't talked to Coach Parker just to let it be known. I have not. I attempted to reach out to Coach Parker, but I have not talked to Coach Parker. I talked to other people inside the organization that have access to emails. And they were basically giving me the information as it was coming out. I just had to check something out. Yeah, so we're gonna have some great games in all the divisions. But listen, it's early. If RIL, if this was a mistake, and even though he was late, but like I said, forget about him being late because you already excused it. And if they have proof, if they have these emails, that you said, don't worry about it. it's all good. We're still going to count the points. That's not good either because you're circumventing the rules. So you really can't do that. But I think if Marcelo did tell them that that even though they were late, he made the executive decision, being the executive director, to waive the late period, to waive them, whether it was a declaration, whatever paperwork they were supposed to submit. He made an executive decision to waive that, right? I mean, if he's the man in charge, and I get it, I can only imagine Tom Marcello, as much as he's a great guy and we all, love to throw him head first into the pond. He did have a tough job amongst all his other duties at RAIL, which we really don't know what they do over there. And I've been trying to go easy this season. I really haven't went in on RAIL. But if he made the executive decision to tell this program, listen, as the executive director, right, he made a decision to tell them that he was going to waive the points. I mean, waive the lateness. I'm getting all confused. He was going to waive the lateness. And they were going to get their points. And then it came down to this. And then, you have a meeting, and for whatever reason, Mount Hope wasn't there. Whatever reason they weren't invited, which they should have been. And you make a decision to take the points away, maybe you should think about giving them back. Does anybody agree? Should Mount Hope get them points back? And I'm sure there's probably a lot more to this, but, until we get the emails and until they start coming out, but they said they have them. And this is just one of the problems. This is just one of the problems with the RPI and it being so new and so fresh. I mean, I look at Division 1 and I was like, wow, there was some good games coming down to the wire. But there's also some questions about some of Cumberland's out-of-state games, but that's neither here or there. Division 1 set. I don't think anyone's gonna mess with it. But it's important to get these right. Because right here, Classical has a 256. Mount Hope has a 223. But however, Mount Hope's points were, it says right here, so they have the Connecticut team that Mount Hope beat listed as D2 all the way through yesterday, giving us 261. And I remember that they had a 261, which put us first up until today. Now they listed as a D4 in RAIL, but in the state of Connecticut, oh wow, they're listed as a D2 team. And Classical's AD is not on that board. I got confirmation of that last night. So we don't want to put Classical's athletic director into it. You can put Classical's head coach into it. But I don't, they basically seen that comment and they wanted to basically let me know that Classical's athletic director is not on that particular board. But it still smells a little, but they're just mad Classical wasn't going to be number one. Wild. Not sure what it was. I think McCall came in and McCall said, "Oh, wait a minute, they got them papers in late," and Marcelo never spoke up. But if you get them emails, produce them. You know what I mean? But let it happen now, because if this was a mistake, these kids should not be the victim of that mistake. Like the league, the school department, always doing that, man. Never want to take accountability in them type of situations. But I'm just saying, Tommy Marcello, I know it was a tough year, tough season doing these RPIs. First year, the way you do them ain't the way Max Preps does them. A lot of discrepancies, But if you did tell the kids that, give them their points. It's definitely not a good situation. One person said, they said at all. Someone said, so a 5-3 team is the 2 seed over a 7-1 team. That just beat the 5-3 team by 19 points. Not sure how this makes sense or is a better way to determine playoff team seedings. Steve Montel said, I'm not worried about the head matchups. It's about strength of schedule. But if you're not going to follow the formula, then why have it? Exactly. Cumberland got credit for 2 D1 opponents that didn't meet RAIL criteria for Division I points, which is enrollment. Salem, New Hampshire has 890 students. Does not meet the criteria. Our game should have been D2 points. Now they covering their butts by saying Mount Hope was late with some paperwork, yet we have emails from Marcelo stating that the points would be corrected to Division II value. This system is going to blow up in the face of RAIL because they weren't forthcoming when the mistakes were discovered. That's one thing. You start to make these mistakes, don't hide it. Come out with it. Come say, look, we made these mistakes. Make a video early in the season explaining to everybody exactly how the points work. I'm the one that was basically every week trying to explain to people, and I didn't understand it myself. Shout out to Ocean State Credit Union also. It also said instead of fixing it, months ago, they just sat on it until now. Even though they kept sending correspondence telling people like us they would correct the issue and it would be all set. See, there's a lot of things going on here. And then he goes on to say, and they also took down the out-of-state RPI page to protect themselves. All right, people, man, that's what we have it. Mount Hope feels they got slighted. Plenty of time to correct this. Here's the answer. Leave it in the comments section. Should RAIL, if Tom Marcello said this, if Mount Hope has emails confirming this, should they be put back in the 1 or the 2 seed if that's where they belong? And you probably already know the answer of that. But we appreciate everybody, man. The views and opinions expressed in this program are mine and mine alone. So don't get no damn hurt feelings. Shout out to everybody. Promote your product. You want to help me out, man? Help out by making a donation, man. I fund this all by myself. I get the information, I type it out. I do videos. I got the equipment. I ain't asking for a lot. And I don't get monetization, so if you want to help me out, I really appreciate, making a donation. Inbox me. I could send you the Cash App information. Really, really appreciate it, man. A lot goes into doing this, to getting the information, keeping the good contacts. People come to me because they trust me. They come to me because they like what I do, I don't just like it is. I tell it like it is. So I appreciate everybody. Don't forget, you want to help out the platform. I definitely appreciate, you can make a small donation. Yeah, I'm begging. Times are tough, man. 2024, vote Trump. Appreciate everybody. It is what it is, but I think we out of here.
Wins, not everybody, the older coaches. They want to cry, they want to go to these RIIL meetings, and they want to cry, we're not competitive, we can't do this.
Oh, the alignment's good for football on second thought. Dude, you crapped on it this whole video, man. And I haven't even got on you for going after the parents at East Greenwich, man. I wish I had that video uploaded.
And she posts the whole message. And I think she thought that the whole internet was going to be like, yeah, you got him, go, you go, girl. This is where the Karens make mistakes, because the internet did not like what she wrote. And the internet proceeded to attack. And I was just sitting there like, I have no clue what I'm doing. Like, I was just keeping my hands out of it, and people were just taking shots at her left and right. And it was, for me, it was...
Dude, he said, I have no idea what I'm doing. We know that. But what you meant to say was like, I had nothing to do with this. No, you called out a parent. I have never, ever, ever called out a parent, man. Never, never trust that.
Listen, no one's going to give you more coverage. No one's going to be at more games. No one's going to be more informed. I'm not just some guy sitting in his basement spouting off about who's winning games and who's doing what. We're real. The rebellion is real. Providence Journal coverage is going to be real this year. It's almost here. 3 days away.
I love what Mikey does. Sometimes I'm like, yo, you over the edge, TMZ with it. But
the boy gonna do you something nasty.
I hate to say it, more times than not, he get the results he wants.
Right, and to be honest with you, I honestly don't think it's over. Honestly, I think exactly what this state needs. We've always needed a platform where we can call out the nonsense,
the repercussions,
and give people the props that they deserve, and call out the people who are full of it. And honestly, I think that more and more people are starting to utilize Mike's platform for that. And honestly, I know a lot of folks. A lot of people talk to me, "Oh, Emerson, like you're on there and you talk this and you talk that," and I'm like, "Listen," I said, name one thing that he's been wrong about.
That's the bad guy. Bad guy. Bad guy. That's the bad guy. The bad guy. The bad guy. The bad guy. The bad guy.
We don't do no talking. We know what they do for the